Welcome to Under Two Capes. I'm Jared.
And I'm Lad.
And today's a very special day. We're finally covering Superman Wonder Woman. The series the series that based on the comments of the Instagram, no one knew existed. So that's it. Power couple, written by Charles Sewell, art by Tony S. Daniel. All right, yeah, Lad's having an aneurysm right now. So Lad and I were having a discussion. I just want to continue. So this happened 2012, I want to say, is when the new 52 started. And then like issue 12 of Justice League is when they had them actually kiss. And reason for that is because the whole thing behind the idea behind the new 52 line, that started as a way to reinvent Superman, because they felt he was getting kind of out of touch and everything. So what they did is they went through the whole thing. Let's make it so like maybe his costume is actually Kryptonian armor, because in the new 52 Lad, the S in his chest, think of that as the arc reactor in Infinity War, in that it's activated by his thought and then it nano materializes on him.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love this costume so much. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. But anyway, so another thing they changed is they got in an effort to like make Superman fresh, they got rid of his marriage to Lois. So they asked the question, if Superman's not with Lois Lane, who's the next logical person that he would be with? And then they said, all right, Wonder Woman. Plus, it's something that they have teased for ever since they first met. It's always been a thing where Wonder Woman's been in love with Superman. It's always been a thing. So, and then Justice League 12 was the first time I've ever actually it was the start of the first time I've actually been a in-canon couple. And by in canon, I mean main continuity, because I know we had Kingdom Come, but and kind of in Injustice, because Injustice, the Superman and Wonder Woman rule the world as dictators together. So I guess there's that. And then so this was retconned out when we got to Rebirth, because what they did is so basically what Rebirth was is still taking place in the new 52 timeline. So it's still there. It's the same people. To answer your question, Lad, just what they did is they continued the story, because Superman died at the end of the final days of Superman arc from like kryptonite poisoning. He actually died.
Wait, in that pre-New 52 or?
It's pre-Rebirth is when he actually died.
So in the New 52, he actually died?
At the end of the New 52, yeah, he died. And it's actually because of some of the events is shown in this book, and not this volume, like the last volume. Because what happened, I'll get into that when we get to that volume. But so he dies. What we didn't know is that he was actually transported to Mr. Mixelplix's dimension, and it turns out it was retconned that when the Flashpoint happened, Superman was split in two, because who else started showing up in the New 52 was the pre-New 52 Superman.
What?
Him and Lois Lane. This week at Jonathan Kent. So they were just in secret in the New 52 world.
Isn't that's so weird? Like the previous Superman version was
he had a beard and he wore the black suit from when he came back to life, which is so cool. So what happened is, so this Superman dies. That Superman takes over his role on the League and just continues on as Superman. Then it turns out those two used to be the same guy. It's just when Flashpoint happened, they were split. Although this was later retconned away, because what actually happened, and here's the actual thing what happened. So, and this revealed in Doomsday Clock. Dr. Manhattan during Flashpoint changed some events in Superman's life because he wanted to see what would happen. Dr. Manhattan's basically doing a science experiment. So he made it so if I kill Jonathan and Martha Kent, if they die in a car accident, what happens to Superman? And Superman grew up alone and became very like brash and isolated from people. And that's where we get this Superman. So they did a storyline called Superman Reborn, which undoes all that. And then my theory is that that's when we transition from Earth 52 to the new Earth that we're on right now.
I see.
So back to Superman Wonder Woman. So they did this series, which was basically examining the dynamics of the relationship between Superman and Wonder Woman. They brought in a lot of they did their best to like combine their worlds. In other words, make it so characters from both of their lines showed up in the book at some point.
Mm-hmm.
A fair amount of interesting characters show up in this one. Oh, trust me.
All right. So my question is, how important is Superman and Wonder Woman ship to you? Like
it's the only one that makes sense.
Right. Like,
because here's why.
That's your favorite? Is that like you love that, or how do you feel about it?
I love it. Makes sense. And here's the thing about it, because here's the thing about Wonder Woman. So think about it from her perspective. She was raised on Themyscira, and they even touch about this in the Wonder Woman movie. You saw how they distrust men and see them as very like abusive people, right?
Yes.
Very evil people. Superman refutes that entire thing to the point where Wonder Woman meets him and she's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Good men exist?
Right.
That's part of what draws her to him, because he's the example that men and women can live together in harmony. Plus the fact, again, wait, one more thing. Think about how powerful Superman is, and he's good. That's the thing about Superman. He has the power to completely destroy Earth, but he doesn't. He protects Earth.
Yeah.
All right, so lad, what were you gonna ask?
All right, so this series, we're in the New 52. Slightly, rebooted characters, a little bit, cleared up backstory.
Younger.
We're gonna see them develop this relationship during this comic book series, right? It's about
this
30
series
issues or so.
specifically. Mm-hmm.
So this is like really big, like you said, because it hasn't really been done before. A little bit in Kingdom Come, been hinted at.
Kingdom Come, it was a big part of Kingdom Come, because always the way it's been is that if Lois is not in the picture, he goes to Wonder Woman.
Really?
Because in Kingdom Come, the Joker killed Lois.
I see.
And Superman didn't like go full Zack Snyder. He didn't like become a pawn of Darkseid. But what happened is he ended up with Wonder Woman. They had kids. And once again, like I told Lad, Superman's the only one to ever impregnate Wonder Woman.
Uh-huh.
So
the question is,
are you going to ask the question that we were talking about before we started recording, Lad?
Okay, now that you mentioned it, how does Superman and Wonder Woman work if
I'm not getting into this, Lad?
And Wonder Woman is like human or some sort of
She's not human.
Person. Okay, but she's not a Kryptonian, is she? So how does that work, mister?
Wait, okay, she's an immortal princess, and according to this continuity, the daughter of a Greek god. Superman is a godlike being. Ipso facto, genetically compatible.
That's not how biology works.
In comic books and science fiction, that's how it works, okay?
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to get really awkward for Captain James Tiberius Kirk.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, so what's your other question?
We're going into this so everyone knows that I am a firm believer in Batman and Wonder Woman as being the true ship in the entire multiverse.
Why do I keep you around?
As we see in common media portrayal, in the Snyderverse.
It was only once, and not They asked Snyder what he thought about Batman and Wonder Woman. He says, no, Superman. Snyder is pro Superman Wonder Woman, bro.
But he put scenes like
he only did that. He only did that because Superman was with Lois. If Lois was out of picture, I guarantee you, guess who Superman would be hanging out with?
Oh boy. And in the Justice League animated series, we saw many a time that it was Batman and Wonder Woman.
And guess what Batman said? No.
Batman because he's too cool.
No, he went first. He's like, you're an immortal princess from a paradise island. I'm a rich kid with issues, a lot of them. This is not gonna work, princess. Even the comics, they almost kiss, and then Batman's like, this can never happen.
Oh man.
Hey.
All right, so everyone knows my stance on this also. So if you see me like scowl or get upset, or
I could actually turn him to seeing the light.
That's true.
As the comic book is illuminated by my light right here.
All right. I guess we can jump into it unless there's anything else.
All right. So Superman, Wonder Woman, written by Charles Sewell and art by Tony S. Daniel. Tony S. Daniel is like one of my favorite DC artists of all time. So, all right. So this, but by the way, this cover real quick, this is reflecting about how they bring in like people from both of their supporting cast and rogues into the book.
Okay.
This cover right here.
Looks good.
Right. So we open up. So Superman and Wonder Woman are responding to a disaster. And looking very good doing it. They're really flying high up in the air. So they're responding to a hurricane. A hurricane. And apparently Superman is really good at handling with storms. So he says, I'm going to go handle the storm. You go save that aircraft carrier that's getting like this plane that was caught in the storm. So she goes to deal with the plane, the storm. He goes into the water to deal with the hurricane. Then he starts to see some kind of portal open, and he sees what's coming through the portal, and he's like, "Oh no!" Because this is something Clark knows who this is.
He does?
It's coming up. All right. So also established in this New 52 continuity, Clark Kent quit at the Daily Planet, and he and Cat Grant formed their own like internet news site.
Oh no.
It's called ClarkCatropolis.com.
Okay.
And this is going to be important in this volume, as a matter of fact. All right. So, and by this is earlier than the storm scene we just saw. So this is Wonder Woman. She's training with Hestia. Hestia is another Amazon who left Paradise Island. She's a healer. And she's like, right. She's Diana's best friend, is helping her throughout this relationship because Hestia spends so much more time in man's world than Diana has. And what Diana is like talking about is first the fact that in Wonder Woman's book, so I told you that she is the daughter of Zeus, right? So Zeus's wife Hera got pissed off, turned the Amazons into snakes, and Hippolyta into stone, kind of like Lot's wife. It was Lot, right?
Right.
That was yeah. It's exactly like that, pretty much.
Okay.
So that's what she's referencing. She's like, it's really like she's really dealing with the trauma from that. And then so Cat, so now what this is doing, this page right here is contrasting the two views in the relationship, because Wonder Woman, an important part of this relationship is that they're trying to keep it a secret from the world. They're trying to have something that's not like public, because remember, Superman and Wonder Woman are celebrities.
Right.
So they're trying to keep this one thing private. I remember Diana came from an island where there's basically no secrets. Heck, she has the lasso of truth. So she doesn't understand why Clark is so reserved. She doesn't even like the whole secret identity thing. So, and this is actually a source of tension in the relationship. So when everyone says that they all just work flawlessly, I'm like, no, they don't. So Clark is meeting, Clark and Kat are meeting with her boyfriend, and then he leaves because he's like, okay, I got a hot date. So back to now. Wonder Woman saves the plane, and then she sees Clark get blasted out of the water, and she's like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
And then so she saves the pilots, flies away, and then and so Superman's like, okay, I'll take the pilots, you get out, you go help the hang on, let me see, I couldn't see on him, I lost control, whatever you get. He's like Superman's like, I'll take the guys. I'm a faster flyer. I'll get him to a hospital. Then Wonder Woman is shot out of the sky.
Man.
So earlier at Wonder Woman's apartment. So she lives in London, England. She doesn't live in in an embassy. She's not an ambassador because right now all the Amazons are snakes. Superman shows up. He gives her a Kryptonian flower, and he goes, "Oh, all you do is you feed it cooking oil." So so they're talking about the fact that they keep the relationship a secret, and again, she doesn't like us like this. Then Wonder Woman's like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to fight. That's my gift to you, because I was trained by Ares himself. So you know what? I think I'm a good teacher for you.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I went back to this page real quick. This is Wonder Woman saying, basically intimating, have you ever considered not doing the secret identity thing? Have you ever considered actually showing people who you really are? And he goes, it's not that simple for us.
Yeah.
Remember, Superman grew up keeping his identity a secret.
Yeah.
So you're seeing these two characters had two very different upbringings.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, not one who really hides, or she kind of just, public, right?
Not at all. So he's telling her, okay, so I'll so he's telling her like, okay, I will definitely accept a request from a hot girl to teach me how to swing a sword. I think that'd be a good idea. By the way, so for age reference, they're basically our age, lad.
Are they 20 something?
20. That's how I believe that's how, because remember they de-age the heroes too.
Ooh,
when they went to the New 52. Everyone's super younger.
I forgot. Yeah, they're like 25, 23. They're like probably 25-ish.
They've only by the time the first Justice League origin starts, they've all been superheroes for just 5 years. Now 10 years because it was a 5-year time jump.
And Batman, he has been Batman for 5 years for the last 50 years.
Somehow that works out.
Yeah.
So anyway, at the offices of Clark and Kat's news site, she receives some mail. That mail pile will be very important. In fact, it's kind of funny. Kat doesn't even answer her email, and she goes, "Huh? If it was anything important, they would have emailed it to me."
Yeah.
So back to the storm. So Wonder Woman lands on the ship and tears the turret apart. He's like, I'm trying to help you. Why are you attacking me?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And then she hears like a boom of something landing behind her. All right. She's like, oh, Clark, that was fast. She turns, it's not Clark. All right. So you ready to see what came through that portal?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
For those of you that don't know, freaking Doomsday comes through the portal.
Doomsday with Davy Jones crab claws, looks like it.
Well, remember, he has spikes.
Oh, that's true. Why is he so ugly looking? Ugh.
That's Doomsday. So we get Doomsday versus Wonder Woman, and he beats the crap out of her.
Yeah, I think Doomsday is pretty OP.
Yeah. And then again, we get sort of a silhouette photo of Superman and Wonder Woman making out, and Laz is over there having a brain aneurysm. And then Doomsday goes so far as to break Wonder Woman's arm.
Oh, rip.
So that's the end of the first issue. I'm skipping through this. All right. Second issue is loading. So what do you think so far, lad?
Okay, so interesting. Have we seen Doomsday in the story before, or is this the first time they introduced him?
This is the intro of New 52 Doomsday.
Ooh, okay. That is pretty cool. That's hype. They saved it for this.
So anyway, Doomsday completely kicks Wonder Woman's ass, and then before he can kill her, he's portaled away. So it turns out, actually, it'll be revealed in a second. So Superman lifts the ship up, and he goes, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "I've never been hit so hard by this creature. It had like spikes and palish skin." And Superman's like, "Oh no," because he knows who Doomsday is. There's another retcon. He takes her to the fortress, and it turns out, so what happened was Doomsday existed in Krypton times, but what they did is they trapped him in the Phantom Zone, and he's starting to break out of the Phantom Zone. That's why he appeared, and then that's why he broke through the portal and then reappeared. And then unappeared. And I just love how Superman goes, Doomsday is death. Yeah, for a certain Kryptonian. This is when they started to build toward the new 52 version of the death of Superman that wasn't actually his death. This is them seeding Superman Doomed.
I see.
Which we'll cover eventually. It's just that story is like a college textbook. It's larger, lad, than Siege.
Oh boy. Here, I got the comparison for people.
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Something like this, yeah.
All right, so Wonder Woman's like, okay, I'm gonna fight him with you, but we're gonna need some help. So she goes to Hephaestus. Hephaestus is the god of the forge, and he makes all the gods' weapons. So, this is the Greek gods meeting Superman for the first time. So it's like it's like the girl bringing her boyfriend home to meet the family.
Nice.
And then Superman's like, I'm pretty strong. And then Hephaestus is like, huh, how strong? And then Superman catches the hammer.
Nice.
They came because they want Hephaestus to build him armor and weapons that'll help them fight Doomsday. But who should show up? Apollo, the sun god, and Strife. Strife is like the gods of mischief. So, what is interesting is this is so much fun. Is here? Remember I told you there was an awesome Superman moment, lad?
Yeah.
Here it is. They're building to it, and lad's camera. Okay, there you go. All right. So, also interesting fact. So apparently, Wonder Woman told her family about her and Superman, which is again playing off the whole she's not used to keeping secrets.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so they have it. So Apollo looks down on Superman because he is a god. He even uses a certain word to describe Diana, which I'm not going to repeat, but it starts with an S.
Oh.
What, lad?
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm referring to.
Let's see. Why is he purple?
That's just the way the gods were designed. You should see you see Hades. He's a dude with a candle for a head. Like a big candle.
That looks cool. Purple is kind of cool though.
All right, so anyway, so Superman freaking so Superman shows up and he goes, "Okay, dude, here we go." Now, they actually make a reference to a scene from Justice League Unlimited because Superman goes, "Okay, so if you say that to Diana one more time, I'm gonna hit you." Now, fair warning. Normally, I have to like hold back because I don't want to kill anyone. But you're a god, so you can take it. So I don't have to hold back with you. You know what I'm referring to, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, this dude Apollo like slaps Superman away, and then we go into here where so another thing they show here is that Cat Grant and Clark Kent are like business partners on their website, but the thing is that Clark, being Superman, he never answers his phone.
Right.
So that's what that's showing. So anyway, Superman is like launched into like a lava pit, and then Wonder Woman's like, "You're dead." And then Superman's like, "No, Wonder Woman, let me." And then he punches Apollo. Here comes the moment. Are you ready? Apollo is the god of the sun, okay? Just to make sure you understand this.
Yeah.
He shoots Superman with sunlight.
Huh.
And the Superman's like charged up. He basically goes Super Saiyan. And Apollo's like, wait, how? And Superman goes, and this is a great Superman line, almost up there with not impressed. He goes, "You hit me with sunlight? You really don't know that much about me, do you?" And then he punches Apollo through the mountain.
Huh.
And then Superman goes to Wonder Woman. I know you could have handled that yourself. I just really enjoyed doing it. And she's like, well, I enjoyed watching you kick his ass all the same.
Yeah.
Now, another certain DC character shows up here in the Sahara Desert. Because remember, people are starting to break out of the Phantom Zone.
Okay.
So this portal opens and kills all these Arab farmers. Who should emerge but General Zod?
Oh, wow. Okay, so people are just coming out of the Phantom Zone.
Yes, General Zod. That's the end of issue 2. So what do you think of that Superman moment?
That was really good. I did like seeing him powered up like that. It reminds me of the moment from Dark Side War where he gets the super hit with the forges and becomes like a white Superman.
But black and white Superman, yeah. He
Yeah.
becomes the god of strength.
Yes.
So Kat finally goes to her mail, finds a USB stick. She plugs it into her computer and goes, whoa. She basically Keanu Reeves it. But what is on that stick will be revealed in a second. It's actually pretty important to the story. So Superman goes to the dark side of the moon because he's basically like me whenever I have a monster. His hand's going like this because it's so much energy. So he's going somewhere to try to gain control and burn it off. And then what's interesting is Batman actually talks him through it. He's like, okay, man, you can do this. You're Superman. You got this, man. Huh. And then what's kind of funny is that Superman goes, Batman's like, you don't know that much about your powers, do you? And then Superman's like, well, yeah, how am I supposed to? Because there's no other Kryptonians around here. And then Batman goes, if that doesn't worry you, because it worries me. And then Superman goes, oh, everything worries you, Batman.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Earth in London, and Diana is buying a Christmas present for Clark because this is her first time celebrating Christmas. So we're seeing Wonder Woman being exposed to man's world culture.
Yeah.
And then Hestia is trying to say, okay, you have to get him something that he can't easily get himself. But Superman is known as the man who has everything. So when you get him. So back to the moon, Superman's like, okay, dude. Batman's like, okay, just come on. Do you know why? Here's what Batman says. You know, Clark, there's one reason why I felt relatively comfortable working with you, despite the fact that you could probably punch the moon to dust. And then Superman goes, the fact that I would never punch the moon to dust? And Batman goes, no, because you were raised to be human. You were raised by humans. So he says, no matter what happens, we're still your home team, even though you yourself are an alien.
Right.
And then that helps Superman calm down. There's a crisis in the Middle East involving Zod, and then Superman goes off to deal with it. And then it's also Zod learning he has powers because remember he just came from the Phantom Zone.
Mm-hmm.
He crashes. Then he's caught by Martian Manhunter and the Justice League of America.
All right.
A little explanation here. This is a separate Justice League team.
Oh.
So Argus found out, Argus is basically CIA. Argus and Amanda Waller found out that Superman and Wonder Woman are a thing. So because of the threat that would be with the two most powerful beings being in a relationship, she formed a separate Justice League team that's designed and that's led by Steve Trevor and designed to fight the Justice League if they ever go evil.
Okay.
And they're also like a Black Ops Justice League team. So a Vibe, and yes, this is Vibe from the Flash. He blasts Zod. It's not stopping anyone. So Manhunter shows up and then burns Zod into glass because there's a lot of sand.
Yeah, that's cool.
Zod breaks out, whammied Martian Manhunter, and then Hawkman hits him over the head with his mace. And then it turns into that scene from Avengers 2 where Iron Man punches the Hulk and the Hulk stares at him and Iron Man's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then Wonder Woman Superman shows up and gets Zod under control.
Oh, okay.
And then we're seeing there's tension between Diana and Steve. That's because they broke up earlier in the New 52.
I see.
So Trevor's like, okay, so I'm gonna take care. So we'll take it from here, Superman. And Superman's like, oh no, I'm taking him because in this continuity, by the way, when Superman first emerged, he was captured and tortured by the government.
Ooh.
So Superman's like, oh no, I'm not letting you torture another Kryptonian, bro.
Yeah.
So they take him and go up to the Fortress of Solitude, and they place him in what was essentially a zoo with all these different like cages. And he says, and then Superman goes to Zod. Okay, bro, just calm down here. We'll verify your story, and then it'll be all good. And then Zod's like, okay, cool. Then Wonder Woman decides she's going to give Superman his Christmas present a little early. What it is, she gave him the gift of time. Now, what does that mean, you may ask? And she asked, okay, so what should I get the man who has everything?
Yeah.
So I asked the Justice League to handle things for us for like a day or so. In other words, you have a day off from being a superhero.
Oh, that's nice.
So she's like, all right. And then they make out, and Lad has another aneurysm. It's just so much fun. This is the fun part. This is another fun part about covering the series, is seeing Lad's reactions to it. Because for those of you that don't know, he is turning beet red right now with rage.
Yes.
I think he might attack his computer screen.
Oh boy.
And then it's revealed that the world now knows that Superman and Wonder Woman are a couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then that will be revealed in a second. So issue 3. Hang on. Spoiler. Hang on. All right. The secret's out. And then Wonder Woman's like, Wonder Woman and Superman are having another conversation about the whole, why do we have to keep this a secret? Because it's something we're both proud of. You're not ashamed of being with me. I'm not ashamed of being with you. What's the point?
Mm-hmm.
And then Superman's like, okay, listen, all I want is one thing that's just us. All I wanted was that. That's it. So Wonder Woman goes off and does her own thing. Superman goes off to check on Zod, and then Zod is scheming. Because Zod is very evil in this universe. Zod, in fact, became a member of the Suicide Squad in the New 52.
That's pretty OP.
Somehow Amanda Waller put a thing. So anyway, by the way, the reason why the chat is like with arrows is to signify that they're talking in Kryptonian.
Ooh, okay, that's cool.
So they're having a conversation, and then Zod's like, "Hey, yeah, man, I can teach you all about Krypton. What do you want to know? Doomsday." And then Zod's like, "Okay, Doomsday. Okay, so basically, so Zod lies and tells Superman, I volunteered to enter the Phantom Zone to make sure that he doesn't get out." And then Superman's like, "Oh yeah, he's getting out." And then Zod's like, "Oh no."
Nice.
Now, this is when Zod makes his move, because it turns out these cages aren't cages, they're storage containers. So all he does is he speaks a word in Kryptonian, and then he gets out. And then he activates the Phantom Zone projector, and you think he's bringing Doomsday out. But he brings out Feora, Zod's wife.
Oh, right.
You remember Feora from Man of Steel?
Were they married in that movie, or?
I don't think so. I think she was just his sub-commander.
Yeah.
And by the way, this establishes a nice little contrast between the two, because you have Superman and Wonder Woman versus Zod and Feora.
That's true.
And then we cut to, so what happens is it was Clark Kent's blog that leaked the Superman and Wonder Woman are a couple story.
Who? Really?
Yeah, it's because, so what happened is that USB stick that Cat was staring at, it showed a picture of Superman and Wonder Woman kissing.
Okay.
So obviously, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Who put that on the USB? Batman?
It wasn't Batman. By the way, Lad, to tell us in the comments if this is a good idea. Lad and I had this idea for a DC series that is Batman and Superman. It can be a comedy chibi-like series. It can be animated or comic. It's Batman and Superman constantly trying to attract Wonder Woman, and they're both trying to outdo each other. It'd be so hilarious.
That'd be pretty funny.
So anyway, obviously it makes their site explode. They're having this party talking about it. And here's the picture, and you can see everyone like reacting, like Green Lantern. So, Lad, remember in like basically Justice League War when Green Lantern met Wonder Woman and he goes dibs?
Right.
Look what Green Lantern is saying. Man's got no respect for dibs.
Nice.
I'm like, that's so Hal Jordan. And you have all these superheroes and everyone else reacting to the news. Some people are crying. Some people are like, okay. And then so we have Lex Luthor in there saying, "Oh my gosh, I couldn't have foreseen this." He's freaking out and he's like, "No!" And then Batman sees on the TV screen. He takes out the TV screen. Not because he's upset, because he's trying to protect his friend's privacy.
No,
Question. Why is Batman out in the daytime?
Because I don't know, maybe he just likes to have fun, like dressed in his outfit and like jump on rooftops or something.
That's true. So Diana shows up at Hestia's karate class. Oh yeah, she teaches karate.
Okay.
And so they basically do a combat simulation so Diana can bend, and she finds out that everything. So she tells her that everything that got like leaked, and then Hestia says you might want to do a reset, just recharge your batteries. So in the next issue, let me check to make sure it's not going to spoil again, because that was unfortunate. Okay, it's not. Good. Wonder Woman goes back to Themyscira. I remember, see, all the Amazons are snakes. Hippolyta is turned to stone, and she's basically talking to her mother, and he's saying, and I'm actually going to read this dialogue because it's really important for her character. She goes, "I have chosen a companion, a man like us, but not a god in his own way. But he chooses a second life, one that turns from his gifts, and that is a place I cannot go. I'm not certain that he wants me to go. I am not used to this doubt. I hate it. I can call my visit here a strategic retreat, an effort to regroup and find victory another day. But do I actually believe that? I am Diana Themyscira, a princess, daughter of Zeus, with all the power and tragedy that entails. Why should I wonder about any man?" So again, she's saying, I'm not sure if I can do the double life thing.
Right.
Cut back to the Fortress of Solitude. Superman's fighting a monster while Zod and Faora regroup. Zod escapes, and Superman goes after them. Wonder Woman is walking through the island, and then she sees like the gates to Tartarus have been opened, so she has to close them. So she uses the lasso. So anyway, at this point, Superman calls Batman and goes, "Hey man, we got troubles. 2 Kryptonians just came out of the portal. 2 Kryptonians.
That's pretty bad."
And then Batman's like, "Okay, I'll get Cyborg to call Wonder Woman. Calm the F down, bro." So Wonder Woman fights a creature that had tried to escape from Tartarus, and she ties it with a lasso. So Faora is getting her bearings, because when you come out of the Phantom Zone, you're kind of like a gobbledygook. You have to it takes a second. So their plan is Zod has an army on the other side of the Phantom Zone that he's going to try and bring through.
But I thought he said he was a good guy.
No, I lied. Remember I said Zod was lying?
Yeah, how dare he? That's so evil.
Yeah, just think a character like General Zod. So Superman shows up, and then now he's fighting 2 Kryptonians, which is unfortunate.
Right.
And then Diana finally gets the call that, yeah, Superman needs you. And she's like, I'm out. She leaves Themyscira, shows up, and he's still fighting. And what's kind of interesting is that Zod says, well, he's not a soldier. He's not trained like we are. Because remember, Zod was like the military commander of Krypton. And then Wonder Woman goes, perhaps not, but he's mine. And it's revealed that she actually learned Kryptonian for Superman, by the way. And what's cool is that Zod tries to shoot her with heat vision. She deflects it with his sword back at him, but superheats his heat vision. And then she hits Faora in the face with the burning sword.
That's the hurt.
Considering the fact that her sword's magic, so it can't actually harm them. And see, she has a little scar going down her face.
Yikes.
So they're combating, and then Zod says, "Okay, truce for right now. Take your man. I'll take my woman. We'll go our separate ways for right now." And one woman's like, "Agreed. We have to." And then Superman's like, "Wait a sec. We're not leaving." And then one woman goes, "We just need to like regain our bearings because we just got our asses kicked. We just have to like regroup."
Wait, what? Why do they leave them?
Because they need to plan their strategy on how to fight them.
I guess. Okay, I need to get a quick drink of water. So
sure.
Want to give your thoughts on it so far, and I'll be back in a quick moment.
All right. So, as I've told Lad, this is probably one of my favorite series to come from the new 52, and I'll unshare my screen so you can see me a little bigger. Probably because if you're paying close attention, it reveals a lot about Superman and Wonder Woman's characters and why they aren't as similar as people think. Because remember, Superman's used to keeping a part of himself hidden. Wonder Woman doesn't do that. Everyone knows Diana Prince is Wonder Woman. And she doesn't like having that secret identity thing. Excuse me. And that's like revealed in this series when she's talking to her statue mom. So this is why I point to this series whenever anyone says, well, yeah, they're too similar. The only way they're similar is by their power set. That is it. Besides, they're very different people. And Lad's back.
All right.
All right. So Latimus is back. So yes. I believe we're on the last issue of volume 1. Actually, no, there's 2 more. So, all right. Issue 6, we see Zod and Faora are making a Phantom Zone portal. Far away when they're regrouping, Superman is like, okay, there's a little bit of tension between the two. And Wonder Woman goes, do you have anything to say to me? And Superman's like, okay, hang on. So my problem is, it's really a question. My problem is that we're about to face 2 Kryptonians, 2 of the most powerful beings I've ever fought. And all I could think of is protecting you, not beating them, protecting you because you're my girlfriend and all that. And then Superman asks her, do you think we were better superheroes before we were a couple? And then Wonder Woman's like, no, if I thought that, we wouldn't be together. And this is them finally coming to terms with the fact that they're a couple and they can get through anything the world throws at them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even Wonder Woman calls Superman and basically says we're each other's shelter from the storm, which is a nice bookend from the beginning of the issue of the volume when they were in that storm. So they go to Hephaestus and goes, okay, man, we need that armor. And do you have anything else that could help us? And he goes, I have just the thing. So he equips them and they go out to fight them. And it turns out they're using an invisible chariot.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like, they have an invisible like the invisible jet. And then he outfits them with this dope Greek god armor. Look at that.
Oh wait, it's not showing up on my screen for some reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sharing my screen. I forgot to reshare. Hang on. So yeah, so they have that conversation about we're better at this together. They go get the armor. Zod and Faora are making a Phantom Zone portal. They get blasted, and then invisible chariot.
That is pretty funny.
In the dope armor. Look at that armor.
That is cool.
And then they go to fight. And the thing about this armor, by the way, is that, and this is really, really, really cool. So the armor absorbs every hit that these guys take. And then finally, they take like 100 hits. And then when they hold hands, they unleash a powerful blast that completely like destroys Zod and Faora.
Wow.
And then Apollo, being the dick that he is really upset that Superman punched him. So he supercharges Zod and Faora.
What?
Yeah. and then Superman and Wonder Woman get their asses kicked, and then Feor and Zod throw them in a nuclear reactor, and then they open the portal. So in there, Wonder Woman's like, okay, Superman, I have an idea. And by the way, she can call her sword to her. It's not like it has to be on her person.
Okay.
That's why if you see the image on the bottom right of the screen, she's like pulling the sword out of her gauntlet.
Oh, I thought it was gonna like come flying like Mjolnir. Or,
no, it doesn't.
Mjolnir.
So anyway, they're in the reactor, and the Superman says, okay, I have an idea on how we can beat them. It's the only way. Because our communications are being jammed, and I'm not getting enough sun. So he says, okay, so her sword is thin enough that it can cut the electrons off of atoms.
Right, yeah.
So Wonder Woman goes, okay, I can split. So with my supervision, I can see an atom. Then I can guide your sword, and we can split an atom and cause a nuclear explosion.
That is pretty clever.
So they do it, and then Superman goes, and the Wonder Woman goes, here's your answer to the question you asked us for earlier. We are better superheroes when we're together. And then because they don't know if they'll survive it, Superman finally says, I love you to Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And they split it. And then in a sweet scene, you see Superman actually, when the nuclear explosion went off, if this thing ever loads, wrapped her in his cape to protect her.
Oh.
And then that's where that issue ends. How about that cliffhanger, lad?
So did they die? They died, right?
Next issue, issue 7. It's loading. Just give it a second. Hey,
just
spoilers.
Superman died, and Batman
spoilers.
had to come in and.
But Batman slid into those DMs. No, they didn't die.
Okay.
And according to this, they haven't been together for a while. So it turns out back then. So Wonder Woman wakes up and sees like it's kind of messed up the whole world. And then so what she does is she basically makes the clouds break so sun can get to Clark. And then she gets out. I mean, he wakes up, and then he tries to fly us into the sun, but he's taken so much energy that he's basically like really, really hurt by the sun right now. He still gets energy from it, but it's like painful.
Right.
So he takes her to see Hestia, and she puts her basically in basically a healing coma. He goes to the Fortress of Solitude and goes into a healing coma there to heal up because they were like really messed up. So we cut to the bottom of the ocean in the Mariana Trench, and look who's breaking out again.
Oh, it's
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
He punches his way through a shark, by the way.
No,
Sharky. And then he takes out a submarine, and this scene is actually replayed in the Superman Doomed comic that we will cover soon.
What's this thing? Why does he keep attacking submarines for? Does he keep appearing in the water for some reason?
Well, it's because it's like they shine a light at Doomsday. He attacks anything.
Oh, okay.
He's an animal. So they show up. So Wonder Woman and Superman are hanging out in London, and then they go dancing. And then actually, the owner of the club goes, Diana's never brought a man here. And then Wonder Woman and Superman are like, okay, so it feels like forever since we've actually been a couple and just hanging out. And then it ends with this. Doomsday getting out of the Marianas Trench. And thus ends the first volume of Superman Wonder Woman.
Man, they got really messed up, eh?
So what'd you think, lad?
Pretty cool. That was a pretty interesting cliffhanger with that little some sort of fusion reaction that they went off there. That's kind of cool that they actually were injured from it.
Oh yeah, because it's all that energy. They're not really invulnerable. They just can take more punishment than you and I can.
Right.
So thoughts?
It was pretty cool. They did have really good chemistry together, and they did play off trying to see are they being hindered as superheroes if they're always working on each other, and what do they what's their what do they do better together? And like you said, like we saw, they have some really good team ups.
And remember, they couldn't have set up the nuclear reaction without each other.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
So, so what do you think of the scene where the God of Sun blasts Superman with sunlight and is surprised that he gets his ass kicked?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was a really good moment in it. I did like that.
Yeah, that was. I think that's on the level of the not impressed scene in terms of awesomeness. He's like,
Right.
You don't know that much about me, do you, bro?
Man, no, that was intense.
Yeah, again, it's one of my favorite series from the new 52 for like a lot of reasons, but mainly because you can learn a lot about the characters of both of them from this comic series. Because remember, it's showing Superman likes to be very like private, but Wonder Woman's not about that, and it's a big source of tension in their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, am I on the way to convincing you, laddie?
Yeah, you're getting there. You're moving in the right direction, I'll say.
Yeah, because they get into some relationship problems later on the series. Some pretty big stuff.
Oh,
and we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So basically what we're going to do, guys, is if this is popular, we'll do volume 2. So like, comment, subscribe, watch it. So definitely subscribe to the channel because we have plenty of other great content that you can watch, but definitely watch the crap out of this video because if it gets good performance, we'll do volume 2.
Yes.
And then Wonder Bat fans, if you have a Wonder Bat book that you want us to look at, I will legitimately look at it.
I'm about to create a new account and pretend to be someone else and recommend it.
Do you know any Wonder Bat books, lad?
I'll make a Wonder Bat book if I have to.
So you need a writer and an artist, and legally you need DC's authorization. They've already said Wonder Woman and Batman makes no sense.
Oh boy. Maybe you don't know. What if the next big comics run is like a Wonder Woman Batman comic series?
They had that, but guess what? It wasn't a romantic one.
Oh man.
It's called World's Finest.
What did you think overall? Did you like how they progressed the characters in this volume?
Oh yeah, very much so. As a fan of both of these characters, I was like, oh yeah, because it definitely shows that, yeah, they're not as similar as people think they are. Like, they are very different characters. The only way that they are different, that they're the same, is really their power set. Not even their moralities, because remember, Wonder Woman doesn't like secrets or lies, hence the lasso of freaking truth.
Right.
And Superman's life has been half of a lie, because he can't tell people he's Clark Kent.
That's true.
And what works with Superman is that, guess what? He doesn't need the secret identity with her, because she can protect herself, and she knows both identities.
That's true.
That's the key thing here. So once again, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Under Two Capes. I certainly am glad we finally got around to covering Superman, Wonder Woman. Once again, like and like, comment, subscribe on this episode, because the next volume, to give you a little teaser, brings in more of Doomsday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they play off a certain play on the Death of Superman arc that I think you guys will really enjoy if you check it out.
Ooh, looking forward to it.
Yeah, hopefully we get a good performance in this episode, and then we'll definitely do it. So, and once again, if there's anything else you guys will want to see us cover on any pop culture stuff, drop in the comments or email us at under2capes2020@gmail.com, because we are men of the people. If there's anything you want us to do, absolutely let us know, and we'll cover it.
Yep.
So, Lad, do you have any other questions about the series or anything?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Alrighty, so have a good weekend, everyone. We will see you next at the next video. Stay heroic, everyone. Bye-bye.
See ya.